Welcome to my eclectic channel. My name is Agnès and I make videos for fun. We've been baking a hearty, delicious fall season treat out of eastern Switzerland. We've prepared the dough and the filling and now we need to put together the cake. So this has been in the fridge and we want to start with the bit that's going to go on top. The couvercle, as they call it, the lid. And they're oddly specific about the thickness. 4 millimeters, not 5. 4. Yeah, it will be plus or minus a millimeter. So I've got the round here from what I cut. So I'm leaving a seam allowance. Cover this and keep it cool. My fridge is not big enough, but I have a huge refrigerator outside. Alright, this one is going to be for the bottom of the pan. This time we want negative ease. Cut it slightly smaller. I don't think this would be possible to make in the summer. If you live somewhere warm, sorry. This is not a recipe where you because you really want this batter to be cold. Otherwise, I don't think this would be manageable. And then the last one, we have the lid outside, and now we want to line the sides. What did they say? About 4 centimeters tall? Like this. But my pan is smaller than what they were intended, so I'm going to make mine just high enough. I'll just use whatever I have left. So we want to form a boudin. I guess the closest in English would be sausage. And it needs to be long enough to go all around the pan. I'm going to use a bit of water to get this to stick at the bottom here. So we're ready. In goes the filling, and then on top we'll put the lid. But first, important steps: poke holes in the bottom. I'm trying to judge to see whether all of this is going to go or not. Yeah, I think this will fit just fine. So they say to take the edges here that are sticking out and fold them over all around. Very pretty. Let me go get my lid. Now we assemble, so as before, let's use some water here. It will help the lid, I love that term, couvercle. It will help it stick. This requires so much assembly. I can see why my mom never made that cake. She was an outstanding cook and especially a baker. But aside from needlework, she was not very good with her hands. She could stitch like a sewing machine, but for everything else she just got frustrated. So this would just have driven her crazy, I think. A bit of extra. I love raw batter. The sweet pate brisee tastes so good. So I think this will be a delicious cake, no questions about that. But it is not a cake to be abused. Like, it's the amount of sugar and butter that went into this, you guys, is insane. Okay, so I hope I've glued that adequately with the water. The last step is to poke some holes on top as well in that lid so that the air can escape when this is baking. Alright, so I'm gonna put this back in my fridge, or back, well, just in my fridge while I figure out the rest. I did not look ahead to see like the heat for my oven and how long I need to bake this. But one theme through this whole recipe has been keep everything cold. So while I figure out the baking, I'm going to put that in my fridge. Thankfully, when it comes to the oven temperature, they're giving a temperature as opposed to a thermostat, which I would have to translate. 200 degrees Celsius. So still some translation involved. 392 degrees Fahrenheit. My oven is hot, so we're putting this in for environ 40 minutes, about 40 minutes, so I'll just monitor it. It's been just under 40 minutes. I checked on it after 35 minutes, and it's looking ready. I could tell from the smell of it, and then it was turning a little golden on top. So smells really good, looks really good. It cannot be eaten right away. You gotta wait till this cools for at least an hour, and then in my case it is to enjoy on Thanksgiving Day, which is tomorrow. Well, that was a lot of work, but totally worth it. Never had anything quite like it. The one that we would buy at the store was good, but the homemade one, it's a whole different level. It's good for special occasions. The cake will keep about 2 weeks in the fridge, so you clearly don't have to eat all of it at once. Or you can share, it will go fast enough. If you want to try this Swiss specialty at home, I've put a list of ingredients in the description. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like.